What is going on, everyone? Welcome to Strikeout Beer Podcast, your least favorite podcast with your least favorite hosts. As always, I'm Alan.
I'm Rapid Dave. What's up?
You know, just living the dream, living that vacation life right now.
Oh, isn't it nice? Even if you get 2 days off for a whole week, it's just nice to be away from work.
Just time off. And I had
Yeah,
this whole week. Spring break was this week.
yeah.
Had the whole week off.
Look at that.
Um,
Oof, yeah.
Me and the family, we went to Treehouse. Cheers, mazel, good things.
Some cool tree houses too. You sent me a picture of one that was like a
Dude,
AT-AT.
and that wasn't even like a treehouse. They just built the freaking AT-AT.
Oh,
That has a stairway that goes up to it. It's like 28 feet in the air. And at the base of it, there was like a speeder bike there.
oh. I even
And
went and put my
so,
clone trooper helmet on. I was like, yeah, I'm ready for
no, dude,
combat. Ready.
I saw it. We're sitting there and they've got this place was called Adventure Creek Ranch.
Okay.
And they have like 100 acres or something like that. And you can rent UTVs while you're there.
Okay.
So we went ahead and rented a UTV while we were there. And they have a bunch of trails you can go through and all kinds of stuff. And so the first day, we're there. All right, we got here. Let's unload everything. All right, let's get on this UTV and let's go. Let's go check some shit out, right? And so we're going and we're driving, and I just kind of stop for a second. I'm like, what the?
This thing is in the middle of nowhere.
Oh yeah,
Not
no, it is.
Wow.
There is it's 30 minutes away from Decatur, 30 minutes away from Gainesville. Those are the closest towns. Like those are the closest Walmarts. There's
Wow.
a Dollar General in town that was 5 minutes away from where we were.
Why do you base everything on how far Walmart is away? That's another question I have.
Well, it's just the closest one. I don't know.
You base
We did.
45 minutes away from a Walmart here.
It's just the closest, if you're somewhere, anywhere you're at, there's typically Walmarts there, right?
Remote, it's Dollar General. That's
But
why.
yeah, there's a Dollar General 5 minutes from where we were there in town, and that's about it.
Yeah.
Like there was one like country store that was there that they said like in the morning they have like breakfast burritos and like burgers for lunch and like an early dinner type thing.
Nice.
But we grilled out while we were there. They had the old school charcoal grill, like if you go to the park, the kind of square one that's on the metal pole.
Uh-huh.
That's what they had there for their charcoal grill, which was actually really clean, But so got some charcoal, grilled some burgers and brats the first night.
Let me slap this thing on the screen real quick. If you're listening to this, if you're watching this on YouTube or Facebook, this is what it looks like. Oh, I can't make it bigger than that.
I mean, you probably can. You just gotta figure it out.
Let me add it to this. Yeah, I gotta like zoom in. I thought I had it like right here. Like that's it, man.
Yeah, we got 2 pictures up. There that's still
it's still really
let's look. Hold on. Let me look at it this way.
That isn't gonna work.
Yeah, it's not bad if you look at it on full screen.
Oh, that's terrible.
But
terrible.
But yeah, and right there down below, it's got a speeder bike down there.
Yeah.
Which today, me and the kiddo were driving around this morning by ourselves, and there was no one staying there. So we went ahead and went down there and had her jump on the speeder bike and snag the picture. But we stayed in a Lord of the Rings themed one, which was pretty cool.
Thought you're doing Harry Potter. You did Lord of the Rings instead?
Yeah. They didn't have a Harry Potter one.
Oh, you know what? That's why I know this place or whatever. I used to ride dirt bikes up there in Munster, and that's where Jason
Munster's not that far from there.
Our best insurance agent in the world. He's from Munster, and then I used to ride bikes in St. Joe, and St. Joe's up there, and they have a
St. Joe that's the closest gas station is St. Joe.
Yeah. We used to roll through there, fuel up
12 miles from there.
Yeah,
St. Joe.
Hop into some diner or whatever, and then we'd ride bikes, or dirt bikes or whatever for the day. But yeah, dude, it's in the middle of nowhere, but it's a really cool area. You know what I mean? Heavily wooded type thing, and it's getting back to nature type thing.
Yeah, it was a really cool place. Got to meet the owner, one of the owners while we were there. Talked to her for a little bit. She was like, what do you think? I go, this was, after our first night. We got there on Tuesday, so this was Wednesday morning. She's like, what do you guys think so far? I was like, I think it's real cool. She's like, yeah, Her and her husband and their kids, they lived in an RV for 5 years.
Oh, okay.
Just traveling,
Mhm.
right? She was a public school teacher. His job he could do remotely, so she homeschooled the kids, and they just kinda drove around all over the place. She's like, "Wouldn't it be cool to kinda have a place, just kinda different?" And she really wanted it to be different. And she's like asked me if I had any suggestions or anything like that. I was like, "No, I think what you guys got here is pretty cool." She's like, "Yeah, some people we were talking to the other day, they were like, oh, well, you gotta add a putt-putt golf course, you gotta have hot tubs, you gotta blah, blah," and she's just like, "That's not what we're about." Like,
Yeah.
it's more of that there's not a lot there, right? Heck,
I mean,
we
in
didn't even
reality, like something like that, like a putt-putt would be fine, but you start adding hot tubs and stuff, you're trying to
yeah.
make yourself Broken Bow. Just go to
You
Broken
get
Bow.
you get that everywhere, right? But they had some cool theme ones, like, they had, one was called, like, Bigfoot's Treehouse. They had one that was kinda like a ranch style place, like, it had the old covered wagon over there and things. They had a slide that actually, you could go in the treehouse and go down a slide to the ground. Um, they
Anything
had
like
just an
bugs
RV.
or, bugs getting in there or something like that, or
You know what? The bugs weren't bad. The
it's
I
still early, but yeah, I just, I
it
was worried about
really
that.
I think we're there at kind of the perfect time,
Yeah,
right?
because nothing's sealed, right? I mean, it's technically open, especially if you have like a slide going down. Like,
Yeah, and I don't know how that one worked, but, like, with ours, I mean, the tree houses, these are like houses,
okay,
right? Now the one we were in was the Hobbit house, and it was smaller. It had a king size bed or a it had a queen size bed in it and a pull out couch. And when you pulled the couch out, it pretty much took up the rest of the space, right?
right.
Inside there was a mini fridge, a sink, and a microwave, a bathroom. The shower, they just had a real small hot water heater to it. They're like, you get 5 minutes of hot water.
There you
That's
go.
it, you
Yeah,
know.
this is not
And
a spa.
they even have like a sign saying, just heads up, hey, realize you're doing something out of the ordinary, something different. And then after you do your shower, you need to wait at least 10 minutes before someone else can take a shower. But it was cool. And like right by ours, there was like some steps to go down. It was about like 30 feet down. And there was a little creek there that had, sand at the bottom of it. Liz and the kiddo put their feet in there, kind of walked in a little bit. There was a waterfall. Like we were told, oh, you could even check out a waterfall. And I was like, the first day we're looking around, we couldn't really find it. We asked her, she's like, "Oh, you just go down the creek right down your stairs. It's off to the right, right underneath the underpass." And it was like a 3-foot waterfall or something like that,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
But
yeah.
it's a waterfall, right? But it was pretty neat. They had a wooded area where they had, these trails that you take the UTV on, uneven ground going up, down, all around. They had like scavenger hunts that you could do while you were there. They had a bunch of stuff in the woods for you to look for, and that it was really cool. And the
Nice.
nice thing was like you're out there. This is again the middle of nowhere. There was zero light pollution. The stars, I mean, I'm showing my kid. I was like, "That's the Big Dipper." She's like, "What's the Big Dipper?" Okay.
Yeah,
Kids
yeah,
these days that live in the city like we do, they don't see the stars like that. They don't see the constellations.
yeah.
So was going over that. Here's Orion's belt, Big Dipper, Little Dipper, all of that. Just being able to see all the stars and stuff. It was cool. First night we were there, we were sitting there by the fire. It was just me and the two kiddos, and we hear something kind of moving, and I thought maybe it's people in there was a tree house kind of next to us, a little bit of distance. But then the sound kept getting closer and closer to the point to where it was like, okay, that's not someone from the next tree house. And the little one, she's like, "Dad, what is that?" I go, "I don't know, let's go find out." And we had a big floodlight flashlight, right? And so we go over there looking, there's a possum there.
Mm.
I mean, and this was a big old possum.
Yeah, you're in the
And
country. They
so,
get
yeah,
big.
that was pretty cool, seeing that, and, so we're kinda following it, seeing where he's going. As soon as I shine the light on him, he's like, "Oh, I'm
Yeah.
out of here. I'm going this way."
It took
And
off and
then
didn't play possum on you?
no, no, he was like, "Yeah, done with you guys." And then last night when we were there, we just stayed there, was 3 nights, but 2 days. We're sitting there and, we hear something again. We're kind of out. We got a little field next there, and we got a glow in the dark frisbee that we're throwing. It's like 10 o'clock at night, right? And we hear something moving again, and the little one's like, "Is it the possum?" And we turn, look, it's an armadillo who's
Mhm.
just kind of walking up on us. I'm like,
Just rolling. Yeah,
yeah,
rolling
shine the
through.
light on him, and he's like, "Nope, I'm going this way." And so he turns around and goes the other way. But yeah, so we saw that. That was really all we saw as far, and then birds, some hawks up in the sky, some big old birds up there. But it was a lot of fun. It was really cool. Had a lot of fun. Grilled out the last night for dinner. We went into Decatur, and ate at it was like a dive bar restaurant that we went to. Had some pretty good food there, and then went back and fire, marshmallows, all that fun stuff.
Nice. I
Yeah,
mean, people don't know it, but you can actually just go like an hour out of the Metroplex
that's
and you
it.
can
It's
see just massive stars and big skies, no light pollution and stuff like that. I mean, we went to Ray Roberts, which is the lake it's east of where
eh,
you're at on 35, and there's not you can go out there and camp and you
yeah,
see all the stars. You see all it, you know what I mean? You experience all that. And it's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. That's
yeah.
the only way you can say it.
It's it's like an hour and 20 minutes to here and to there. And we started off when we left Tuesday. We couldn't check in till 3. But we left here at like 10:30 and we went to Gainesville and we went to Crute's Brewing.
Hell yeah.
So we hit the brewery up. The missus has been wanting to get back out there. She loved the food out there the first time we went. I
Good
wanted
food.
to go back and get some more beer.
Oh,
Um, got a big old boy for us, a pale ale, for the next time we're in studio together.
they got good
But
beer. They got good beer.
oh yeah, they do. It was out there. It was St. Patty's Day. We get there like 11:30. They opened up at 11. There's already people show up there when they first because people go there just for lunch.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
the
They're
the,
ready
the
for
first
lunch
time we
time.
went there was on a Sunday, and they
Downtown,
they
Gainesville, right?
yeah, downtown
Yeah.
Gainesville, and we got there at like 11. By about 11:30, 12, the early church crowd starts rolling in for
Oh,
lunch. You
yeah,
know,
they leave church yeah, if you go on a Sunday,
yeah,
yeah, they're leaving church and they're rolling through.
yeah, they're leaving church and they're going to the brewery and they're going
Yeah.
and eat. And like the crazy thing was, like there were some of the tables we saw people, they're not drinking at all. They're just there
Oh,
for the food.
yeah,
Which the food is great.
yeah.
Uh, but yeah, was like, got any green beer? He goes, we got several. Here's your options. And they had like 4 different beers that they had green. And I was like, "What do you recommend?" I think it was one of their light beers. It was mostly their lagers and their light beers, and I was like,
Of
"Alright,
course.
I'll take that." And I had that,
Yeah.
and then got a flight after that. Wasn't gonna go ahead and start, partying hardcore because we still had to drive, 40 minutes to the thing we had all day and all that. But, got myself a green beer first thing and got a nice little flight of some beers and grabbed one to go. But yeah, had a good time. Had fun. I had a weird encounter with an old guy at Dollar General.
Oh god.
Um, no, so
Did you get the manager involved?
no, no. So I'm walking in, right? And this old guy walks up to me and stops me. He's like, "Hey," I go, "Yeah." He goes, "You want to hear a joke?" I go, "Okay."
There's no effing chance this happened.
This
Oh my god.
100%. And he goes, What do you call an old hot person?"
An
I
old
go,
hot person. Okay.
I thought for a second. I go, "I don't know." He goes, "Cremation."
Ah.
And laughed and just walked off. And I was like,
That's his bit, just hanging around, just hitting it, sticking and moving.
he comes in with a banger and he's like, "I'm out." But yeah, it was weird because he just walks to me. He's like, "Hey."
He's
And I'm like,
George
"Hey."
Costanza. He goes, "Alright, I'll see you next time. Alright, okay." George
And
Costanza.
I'll have random people come up to me from time to time, like ask
Oh,
me
I
something
bet.
about my beard, right? Like, "Oh, how long you been growing that out?" Blah, 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 blah. "Oh, I tried growing one and I can't grow it out." "Yeah, okay." Um, and he goes, "Hey," and I'm like, "Hey." And I'm like, I kinda sit there for a second. He's like, "You wanna hear a joke?" I was like, "Sure. Who doesn't wanna hear a joke?"
God, unbelievable.
But yeah,
Ugh.
oh, it was a good time. We had fun. You're off for a few days. What are you guys doing?
Golfing. That's it.
There you go.
Just golfing. I told well, they were like, "What are you taking the days off?" I go, "Well, like normally it'd be for March Madness." I go, "This time it was to avoid a town hall meeting." I was like, I didn't want to go to one. And I was like, yeah, no, I got stuff to do. It's spring. You can always blame it on spring break. You can blame it on anything. But yeah, no,
Even though all your kids are adults now.
yeah, we went down to Grand Prairie, played golf. And then tomorrow we're gonna play golf and I think in Capel. But it's
Okay.
other than that, just chilling. And then we still gotta do some work around the house, working on flooring and stuff like that. And I cleaned
Okay.
out the garage. So I have a giant hitting net in the garage for golf now. And
Okay.
hey, fixed Lizzie's swing, so I'm pretty proud about that. You know,
Okay.
got her out there hitting the ball. So yeah, we took the ladies out with
Oh,
us.
not the sex swing, the golf swing? Okay.
Golf swing. Yeah.
Okay, okay.
So
Still working on the sex swing. Still gotta fix that.
yeah, I mean it's there. It's just working on, working on getting it implemented. But working on it. We're really close.
Okay, alright.
It's
There you
so
go.
damn close. But no, yeah, just chilling. You know what I mean? It's one of those things where it's like you and I have so much time off, and it's like I gotta use it
You.
throughout the year, and I have to use it smartly. Like I had like a one-on-one with my boss yesterday, and he was like, "What do you got going on?" I was like, I gotta take time off because I don't want to. It's not like I can save it till the end of the year and be like, you know what? It's mid-November. I'll see you next year. I go, I
Right.
got shit to do. You know what I mean? And so he goes, that's pretty smart. He goes, and he told me yesterday, he goes, go ahead and log off. I'll see you tomorrow. Or I'll see you on Monday or
Monday.
whatever. And so he cut me loose like early yesterday. I wouldn't even leave, but I spent the rest of the day setting up that tent because I had to get a storage unit because all the Halloween props and shit we have, right?
Yeah.
I finally broke down. I got the storage unit.
Okay.
It was overtaking my garage. And so
Yeah.
get the garage cleaned out. I have this massive golf net, working on that and just kind of, I just want to every year I want to play more golf. I'm finally playing a little bit more.
Okay.
So yeah.
So, last weekend, speaking of golf and golf nets, so last weekend, kiddo has a tournament, and we got to the tournament, and one of the guys that's working the gate, because they always got a guy working the gate, they're charging you $10 a pop to get in, right?
Yeah, it's
And,
it's just a racket. I told you
oh,
we should do
it's
this. Why aren't we doing this?
I don't know.
I
I don't
told
know,
you.
man.
Let's do it,
Seems
man.
like a lot of work.
It is.
Let's
It's just
workshop it. You gotta get insurances and stuff like that, and just
we're gonna make money hand over fist. I mean,
I
that's
think
crazy.
probably could.
I know.
But yeah, so they got this guy working the gate, and like right there, he's got his table sitting right there, and right next to it, he's got a big old golf net, and he's got his clubs there and balls, and he's just when no one's walking up, he's just sitting there just
Working on
hitting
that
golf
game.
balls.
Yeah,
I'm like,
working
this
on that
guy.
game.
I went up. I didn't go to his gate when I came in. There was two gates, but his was right there next to the bathroom, and I went up and I was like, "Hey, buddy." He's like, "Yeah." I go, "You're living your best life out here right now. Like,
He's
you
getting
got this thing
paid
lit."
to practice. Just
Right.
work on his game.
He's just sitting there,
Yeah. Just
just
working on his game.
just chipping away into the net, hitting drivers. Just I don't know, man, just living. He's just living. Living.
Oh
That's it.
god. I will say this, so every time there's something that happens, if someone gives you advice or something like that, we either say this is an old school pro tip or a pro tip from old school, right? Because that's when I was in Vegas, anytime old school would give you like a tip, like this is an old school tip, provided by old school,
Right.
whatever. So my brother called me, or he texted me, he's like, hey, they got just FYI, we're already here, but they got 16-ounce pints in the aluminum bottles. Just FYI, that's what they're selling. So that gives me the code to go pick up a case of pints.
16 ounce.
And so
Yeah.
we just snuggle them on, we just stick them
Yeah.
onto the course. But they're like, there's like 50 million signs that say no outside. I mean, it's plastered
Yeah.
more than any place I've ever been in my life. No one's checking shit. There's
No.
nothing going on. They got a really good bar there, or snack, or they barbecue and some other shit there.
Where
So,
were you
anyways,
playing at in Grand Prairie?
Grand Prairie or Prairie Lakes.
Prairie.
Prairie.
Okay, Prairie Lakes. Okay.
And so, yeah, no, that's what we say. So, anytime anybody's got a tip for us, this is a old school pro tip.
Old school.
Or if it's like, if someone's about to do something, Lizzie will quote from Deadpool, just, yeah, go ahead and do it. I'm a big fan, whatever. So anyhow, we got on the course, and of course I roll on with like an 18 pack, and we're enjoying ourselves, having
Right.
a fun time. But yeah, dude, that's a pro tip. If someone shows up to the course, orders a beer, they tell you what kind of beer they're serving and what kind of container it's being served in, legendary. So
Oh yeah,
yeah.
that's the way to do it. You
All right.
know, I mean, who's buying all their beer on the course these days, anyways?
Cheers, bud. Happy vacation to you.
Hey, happy vacation. Mazel, mazel, good things.
So yeah, it's vacations are important. I know it's early in the year. A lot of people either don't go on spring break or something like that. But if you're lucky enough to work somewhere where you get a significant amount of time off. I know a lot of people, anyways, they don't get significant amount of time off. They'll still take spring break off for their kids. I remember going to the beach or something like that. But yeah, it's like get out, enjoy yourself. That's what you should be
Yeah.
doing. Just enjoy yourself, and you ain't got to go far. Like you said,
No.
you went an hour north in the middle of nowhere. It's close to where, like I said, it's obviously in the middle of nowhere. It's where we used to ride dirt bikes. That means there's
Right.
a lot of land that ain't nobody on.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I mean, and like normally I don't take spring break off, but like this year, the missus was like, "Hey, I'm getting a tree house for a couple days. If you could get these couple days off and go with us," I was like, "Yeah, not a problem." And I'm looking at him like, you know what? I'm just taking the whole week. I just,
why not? Why not? Enjoy yourself, enjoy your time with your family, enjoy your time just being away from the job. There's nothing wrong with working hard. But
no,
but you get that little bit of time away, you get that
yeah,
work-life balance and you come back refreshed.
yeah,
So, there you
yeah.
go.
I mean, I've taken off a decent amount of time already, but I still have like 200 hours
Yeah.
right now. So it's you take I take a few days off every month, you know, try and shoehorn it around like an actual holiday, right? Hey, we've already got Monday off. Let me go ahead and take Tuesday, or let me get Friday.
Every
Let
single
me
time.
turn this 3-day weekend into a 5-day weekend, right?
Mhm.
Things like that. Just hey, or it's just like what? You wake up and you're just like, not today, buddy, not today. It's gorgeous outside,
Yeah.
gorgeous.
And it's coming. It's
Shoot,
coming
it's
fast.
it's supposed to be 98 on Sunday.
Yep, I know.
What?
Yep.
We're not even a month away from Groundhog Day, right? When we had 6 more weeks of winter. 6 more weeks, my ass.
Hey, we got that snowstorm, so I'm not tempting or taunting the rodent. It had its day and now we're moving on.
That was before then.
Uh, Either way. That's
Since then, it's been all clear skies, sunny days, we're just whistling Dixie. Yeah, but hey, what can I say? What do you guys like to do on vacation? How much time you get a year? Let us know. Tell us. Right down there, right underneath Rapid Dave. Not on top of his head, but right there in his crotch. Let us know about your vacation. As always, guys, I'm Alan.
RD.
Talk to you later. Deuces.